Times Square once shouted over itself. Now one subway light answers beneath a century of green. My target is New York's final memory drive, because its records may explain where the silence began. The subway grid should be dead, yet a live current is moving south beneath Manhattan. 40 minutes remain before the superstorm floods these tunnels, and the nearest stairwell has collapsed. An emergency map marks one surviving circuit, running from this entrance directly toward Grand Central. Below the ruined bridge, Manhattan has become a forest of towers, water, and moving shadow. The current is not random. Something underground is still requesting power in timed 3-minute pulses. The pulse terminates beneath Grand Central, proving the archive lives, and raising a harder question. The street route costs 12 minutes, but the powered line may cut that distance in half. Roots have split the station ceiling, while the turnstiles still recognize an emergency maintenance signal. A sealed service gate opens toward Midtown, carrying warm air from machinery that should not exist. The scanner finds saltwater corrosion above, but the protected conduit beneath remains dry and energized. A maintenance cart waits on the rail, its battery preserved by the same hidden circuit. The cart's route ends beneath Times Square, where a second signal has recently changed direction. The tunnel door closes behind me. From here, the city's living system decides the route. The cart rolls into darkness, following amber markers that switch on seconds before I reach them. Old station tiles reveal 59th Street, still intact behind flood barriers installed before the silence. A pressure gauge rises with the storm, turning every powered door into a closing clock. At Columbus Circle, tree roots descend through shattered vents but stop above the sealed rail bed. The first relay contains fresh timestamps, meaning the archive has transmitted data within the last hour. That transmission was not a distress call. It requested verification from a receiver outside New York. The cart loses power beneath Central Park, forcing me toward a surface ventilation corridor. Above, the park has become a wildlife passage between towers, untouched by the flooded avenues. A rusted weather station still measures the storm and predicts Midtown flooding sooner than expected. 28 minutes remain, and the safest street route now disappears beneath rising brown water. A maintenance schematic reveals elevated service bridges connecting several towers to Grand Central's roof. To reach them, I must first cross Times Square and recover the relay's missing route key. The canyon opens ahead, every giant screen dark except one, displaying a pulsing municipal map. The same view from the old photographs survives, but taxis now sit beneath reeds and rainwater. The map screen draws power from a buried feeder, then flashes the Echo 17 circle once. A locked kiosk holds the route key, preserved inside a dry emergency communications cabinet. The key unlocks a westbound signal path, but it points away from Grand Central for now. The detour leads through Bryant Park, where stormwater channels feed a hidden turbine beneath the library. The turbine explains the local current, but not why only the archive receives its remaining output. An automated breaker sacrifices every secondary circuit, sending the final reserve toward Grand Central alone.
The route key updates, revealing a protected tunnel under 42nd Street and 11 minutes saved.
The tunnel hatch opens beneath the avenue, and thunder arrives directly overhead as Act 2 closes. A wall of floodwater strikes the passage before I reach the first emergency bulkhead, The original tunnel disappears in seconds, taking the route markers and maintenance cart connection with it. Grand Central is close, but the only remaining path climbs through the tower service network. The ladder shaft rises 30 floors, while water begins filling the chamber beneath my boots. A mechanical room offers no elevator, only a manual inspection stair curling into darkness. Each landing faces a different century of decay, but the amber conduit continues upward. Halfway up, the building shifts in the wind and seals the next fire door. A ventilation duct bypasses the lock, narrowing the route while the storm shakes loose old glass. The duct opens into a sky lobby transformed into a greenhouse by one broken window wall. Across the lobby, a suspended service bridge links this tower to the next block east. The bridge begins retracting automatically, leaving one brief crossing before its emergency motor fails. From the far roof, Manhattan appears as a vertical forest surrounding one golden clock below. Grand Central's clock is not decorative. Its light pulses in perfect synchronization with the archive. The next bridge has collapsed, forcing a descent across exterior maintenance platforms slick with rain. A storm gust tears away the upper platform, leaving the lower service rail as the only route. The rail enters an adjacent tower where old pneumatic tubes still carry sealed archive capsules. One capsule contains a map showing tidal generators beneath the East River feeding this district. The map also marks a private maintenance shaft, descending directly into Grand Central's roof structure. An Echo 17 tone sounds from below, clearer now and paired with coordinates beyond the city. The roof hatch resists until the route key transfers the archive's final authorization code. Inside, the terminal's vast concourse waits beneath dust, rain leaks, and one illuminated clock. The clock's four faces show different times, each matching a stage of the backup sequence. The final face reaches midnight, unlocking a freight lift hidden behind the departure board. The lift descends beneath the platforms, following the same amber conduit into the sealed civic archive. Air pressure equalizes as the archive door opens, releasing the stored scent of paper and ozone. Rows of sealed records surround a single active core, still sorting the city's final data. The core rejects my scanner, until the route key confirms I am the expected recovery operator. A diagram shows tidal turbines, automatic load shedding, and one protected line reserved for civic memory. The system survived because every other circuit was deliberately abandoned to keep this archive alive. At the center rests the memory drive, still recording the city's weather, sounds, and empty hours. The first playback contains ordinary street noise, preserved without faces, names, or any final message. The final map marks Echo 17 outside New York, proving the silence reached this city from elsewhere. The archive stayed powered to preserve evidence, not because New York caused humanity's disappearance. The storm breaches the upper concourse, giving me 4 minutes to leave with the recovered drive. A maintenance capsule carries the drive upward while I climb the emergency shaft beside it. The roof opens into hard rain, and the golden clock goes dark behind me at last. Across the flooded canyon, Times Square's single subway light fades as the archive circuit shuts down. New York kept its memory for a century. Now Echo 17 points south, toward Florida.